Welcome to RMI's Advantage Credit Card Processing video. In this video, we will discuss the benefits of using Advantage Credit Card and see a brief demonstration of how this works in Advantage. I first want to start explaining the benefits of Advantage Credit Card. The first benefit is that everything you need is included out of the box. There is no need for third-party software or hardware. The Advantage Credit Card solution is also Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard compliant. Also, the Advantage Credit Card solution is fully integrated with rentals, sales, and service and supports one-time or recurring credit card charges. And lastly, another benefit is that this solution helps to increase cash flow and reduce collections by allowing us to bill credit cards for outstanding balances as well as on orders. So what is it that you need in order to use the Advantage Credit Card solution? First, an internet connection. Second, we need to have a supported processor. Advantage integrates with quite an extensive list of payment processors, and I've listed some of them here just to get an idea of what they are. First Data, PayFlow Pro, and TSYS, or also called Vital. Now let's take a look at how this works in Advantage. What I'm going to do is pull up a customer card. And here we see a customer card for A to Z contractors. And as we look, we can see that they have an open balance. And as I drill into the ledger entries, we can see there is an open sales invoice. And here we see the amount of the invoice. What I want to do now is use the Navigate button to get back to that original document so that I can process a credit card transaction. So imagine the customer has called and said, I'd like to pay this invoice. I've simply brought up the invoice here and we can see what it is they've ordered. And I can process the credit card authorization. When I go ahead and do this, a window will pop up allowing me to identify myself by simply tabbing twice. And you'll notice it's automatically filled in the transaction amount. Next, I'll simply enter in the account number, or if I've done credit card transactions with this customer in the past, I can simply drill in and choose from their existing credit cards. To the right, we can see the details of the invoice that I'm paying. And the last thing I need to do now is to go ahead and submit this transaction. And as I do, we can see on screen the card has been authorized and settled, and we see a message telling us that this has been approved. I'll go ahead and I will close the approval window, exit all the way back to the ledger entries. You'll see nothing has changed, and at this point nothing has changed. I have not yet submitted this batch, and I have not yet processed the cash receipt for this transaction. I'll close the customer card, and now I'll go look to the settlement batch. Just want to take a quick moment and explain some of the key pieces of information here. So the Eft Batch is where we collect all the credit card transactions that take place in between or during our daily activities. And as I scroll to the right, we can see the critical information has been captured, such as the amount, the transaction date and time, as well as the invoice and customer that I'm paying. As I look to the status field, we can see that this batch is currently open. What I'll need to do is close this batch, and when I choose to close this batch, you'll notice now the status has changed, and what that means is no new transactions will enter into this batch. If I were to post another credit card authorization, it would enter another batch. Lastly, I'll go ahead and choose the Submit button, and as I do, you'll notice the batch has disappeared. Next, we need to go look to the Cash Receipt Journal. The Cash Receipt Journal allows us to create multiple batches, and as you see here, we've created a batch for American Express, Discover Card, Visa, MasterCard. We've also created one for cash. That is user-defined, and you do have the ability to set that up as you see necessary. And what we're doing is we're recording in this Visa MasterCard batch the transaction that's taken place. So we can see here we're going to settle on the customer record the amount, and we're pushing that money to a temporary or a holding bank account, which is our processor bank account, our credit card processing account. And then 2 days later, we can see, based on one of the setups, we are able to set what our offset's going to be. So next, I just simply post the Cash Receipt Journal. And as I do that, I get a message telling me everything posted okay. I'll now go back and look at the customer card. When I bring this up, you'll notice the balance is now 0. And as I drill in, we see no open ledger entries, so this window only shows me those that are open, and because the payment's been applied, there are no open ledger entries. So that explains one method of performing credit card transaction. That's usually a one-off or posting a specific invoice. The next thing I want to show you is how we handle recurring credit card transactions. First, what we do is we look to see if there are any expired credit cards that are currently on rental orders, and we probably do this a few days before we're actually going to process our billings in our batch process. The next step is to actually go ahead and authorize those credit cards that are currently assigned onto an active rental order. So here we have the ability to set up any filters as necessary, and on the Options tab we'll say as of what day do we want to post the authorizations. I'll go ahead and click Preview on screen. What this is going to do is it's going to scan through and identify those orders that are ready to be authorized and authorize those that are properly filled out. So we can see on screen here that there were 4 orders and 2 have been authorized. So that means there are 2 open rental orders that have a net amount authorized specified on the rental header. And we'll actually go ahead and take a look at one of those orders. So here we can see I have a rental order for a crane. The customer is renting this, billing in arrears, and on the EFT tab you'll notice we are recording this is a recurring credit card. We've identified the credit card number, encrypted of course, and we see the net amount authorized. So this authorization has gone through. We've identified the funds are available. And what I could do is I could settle this authorization right here. What I'm going to do is show you the batch process. So when I go ahead and run my batch post rental orders routine, the system will automatically settle those orders that have been authorized. For more information on this topic, please watch our video on batch posting rental orders, but I do want to show you how this works as far as the settlement. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and filter on the one order that I just took a look at in the interest of time. On the Options tab, I'm just going to go ahead and enter my select through date, and I will enter which types of lines to post, and in this case I'll choose both. Both rental and sale lines will post. And when I click Preview on screen, the orders will post into invoices, and as we see really quickly on screen, the settlement happens at this time as well. So we do have the one order that I filtered on has been posted, and the credit card transaction has gone through, or it has been settled. I'll just quickly jump to that settlement batch again to show you how this new credit card transaction was entered into a new batch. You'll notice the batch number has incremented, and now I would go through processing my daily activities, and I would be able to then at some point throughout the day close this batch and submit it. For more information on Advantage credit card processing, please give us a call at 1-800-252-5011 or visit us on the web at www.rmiusa.com.